Hey, my lovely on fire ladies. It's official, day one. Very exciting, eh? I am going to just give you some tips and hints and some explanations on the tracker. Now, I know you've been working with them for the last 6 weeks, all right? But there is a fine line between seeing them as motivation and as a good thing and as your pal, like my fitness pal. It is your pal. And not seeing them as the enemy and something that you just need to tick off, all right? And I always find that if you understand why I'm asking you to do something, then you'll more than likely do it. Or at least ask questions, all right? So I'm just going to go through everything, all right? If you know all of this already, I need you to remember it when you're just about to go into dick mode, all right? Which does happen and will happen. And please do expect that there will be times when you cannot be arsed. That's perfectly normal, all right? Those are the times that you really need to try your hardest to not overthink anything and just to follow the process blindly. Most of the reasons why most of us fail with fat loss is because the minute there becomes a hurdle or the minute we feel a bit pissed off or scunnered or tired is the minute that we stop following the process, all right? Most diets, as in a calorie deficit, work, all right? Because you're in a calorie deficit. It's up here. I mean, am I saying that us midlife women overthink everything? Right, so it's up here that we need to work on, all right? So understanding why I'm asking you to do stuff can be helpful, all right? Excuse me while I just plug my phone in. So, first of all, weight in kilograms, all right? Yous all understand this, yous all get it. I think you all understand now as well that if you just put the numbers in, so don't put the word kg in, all right, it gives you the average at the end of the week. The average is at the end of the week is the only figure that we're actually really interested in, all right? And we do that because when you step on the scales every day, it could potentially be like this, right? Now, there could be no rhyme, no reason, or there could be 50 million rhymes and reasons as to why the scales fluctuate. Some of the things that make the scales fluctuate are in our control. Like, for example, if you go out and eat a 3-course meal at 9 o'clock at night, that's perfectly okay, by the way. All right, the scales are going to be heavier the next morning because of the sheer volume of food that we haven't processed and pooped out our bottoms yet. All right, so those things are in our control. That doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. You absolutely should do that if that's your thing. All right, but there's other things. We could be exercising too much. We could be exercising not enough. We could be doing a different exercise. It could be too hot. It could be too cold. We could have slept well. We could have not slept well. All right, we could have ate a salty meal. We could have not ate enough salt and we're dehydrated. We could have drunk enough water. We could have not drunk enough water. We could have drunk too much water. We could be hormonal. It could be that time of the month. It could just be our hormones that are just up and down. We could have lifted extra heavy weights, makes the scales jump up and down. We could have had a week of cardio, makes the scales jump up and down. Do you know, your auntie's budgie's sister's dog could have wore a pink bow tie and it would jump the scales up and down. So just focus on that average, right? So you want last week's average, this week's average. The reason that we do the average is to take away the drama of the ups and downs, all right? The ups and downs are going to happen on the scales regardless of what you do. You could literally be my perfect ideal client and the scales would still jump up. So bear that in mind, all right? Food quality and hunger levels are subjective, obviously. They are subjective to you. If you used to eat 3 takeaways a week and now you only eat 1 takeaway a week, you could decide that the quality of your food was good, all right? If you never eat takeaways, but you have a takeaway, you could decide that the quality of your food was average or poor because it's relevant to you. So it's about setting a benchmark, all right? And please, do not for 1 minute think that food quality being good means that you need to be perfect and that you don't eat any processed food. That's not what it means at all. Good is about balance, all right? If you are having some chocolate and some crisps and you are spending your 20% of your calories on chocolate and crisps and the other 80% of your food, you're hitting your macros, you're hitting your calories, right? That's good. Definitely, all right? I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking for you to try and find the balance that works for you, that you can enjoy food without feeling guilty, knowing that you're filling your body with healthy food the rest of the time. All right, that would be a good. Now, we came home on Saturday, we flew in on Saturday, and obviously we were in the airport, and we actually had a chicken Caesar salad in the airport, which is quite cool. And then on the plane, you know, you have some sweeties, and then we had some crisps left over from the hotel, so we brought the crisps with us. So we ate the crisps while we played Wordle together on the plane, right? And then we came off the plane. By this time, I think it was about 7:30 we flew in. Got through the whole luggage thing. Went to Tesco, picked up some bits and bobs for breakfast the next day. Did we pick up anything for dinner? No, we did not. Did we go to the kebab shop? Yes, we did. We had chips and pakora. Alright, so my food for Saturday was pretty poor, because even though we had a decent breakfast and a chicken Caesar salad, I supplemented that with crisps, chocolate, sweeties, mushroom pakora, and chips and garlic sauce. It was absolutely amazing, alright? But it was poor choices for those days. I could have done a lot better. I chose not to. Alright, so just, it's a subjective thing. And again, hunger levels, we're trying to get into the habit. This is a bit, I'm going to contradict myself here, right? We're trying to get into the habit of recognising when we're hungry so that we can eventually eat without MyFitnessPal, going on our hunger signals. But we also sometimes have to just maybe slightly force ourselves to eat food to hit our macros and our calorie goal. Alright, so that is about you trying to find out what works for you. Obviously, if you've got any questions, pop them in the group. Alright, I'm totally here to answer your questions and to help you and to support you, etc, etc. But these are, food quality and hunger levels are very subjective. Alright, water intake in litres, black and white. Again, try and do a wee bit more than you did before. We are eventually aiming for 4 to 5 litres of water per day. I have tea at the moment, but I've also got my water. Alright. Right, recovery, energy levels, stress levels. Again, those are subjective. And again, I hope that you all feel more energetic than you did 6 weeks ago, but that's something that we can work on. And there's a direct correlation between your energy levels, your stress levels, and your habits, usually. All right. So your energy levels and your stress levels. So your stress levels will drop and your energy levels will rise, subjectively, if you have the confidence to look after yourself, which is where the habits come in. That's the looking after yourself bit, all right, along with the daily steps and the exercise as well. So you will find that the more you hit your daily steps goal and the more you hit your exercise goal, that your stress levels will drop, your energy levels will rise. Your energy levels are also directly correlated with your food quality. All right, eat shite, feel like shite, train like shite, move like shite, sleep like shite. Eat well, feel like you're on top of the world. Alright, again, it's subjective as well. Sleep in hours. If you wear a tracker, that's fine, right? Write the figure down from the sleep tracker. But do you feel you slept well? That's about you thinking about how you feel when you get up in the morning, how you felt when you went to bed, whether you were aware that you woke up in the middle of the night. All right, so do you feel you slept well? Again, it's a subjective thing, but I want you to think about that, because remember the days when we never relied on data, we just relied on how we felt. This is what we need to, we don't need to get back to that, but we need a bit of both. All right. And again, just put the figures in for the sleeping hours and it'll give you the average at the end, all right? And if your sleep is consistently atrocious, link it down to the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The bottom 5 habits could be connected to your sleep, all right? Did you train today? Training performance is subjective, and your daily steps, all right? The government guidelines are 30 minutes of sweaty exercise 5 times a week, and 3 to 4 strength sessions, all right? I am not about to give you a training plan. That's not what I'm all about. But you're all invited to Ladies at Lift, by the way, anytime you can make it. Just for. No, I'm not looking for you to join. Just come along and meet us. It's lovely. If you're scared to get into the gym and lift weights, come and have fun, all right? But if you're not lifting weights, please consider about how you can fit that into your schedule, whether it's just going to the gym yourself, whether it's getting a PT, whether it's finding a pal that wants to chum you. All right, it is good for bones and joints and mobility and stability, and our muscles. We need muscles, all right? And if you're doing cardio, cardio is fine, by the way. Don't stay away from cardio just because we're a midlife woman and somebody on Insta says that we need to stay away from it. Don't. If it's your thing, that's absolutely cool, but try and supplement it. If weightlifting is your thing, that's absolutely cool, but try and supplement that with cardio, all right? All cardio people should lift weights. All lifting weights people should cardio a wee bit. Yeah, try and find the balance that works for you. And if you've got midlife pain and it's really sore and you're suffering from fatigue, etc. as well, and you're knackered, just start off small. Just put in one training session a week, all right? Just try something. When you've got to week 4 or 5 and you're consistently turning up that one time, then add in another one, all right? Then we try to go for like 0 to 7 days a week. You'll tip yourself over the edge and end up doing nothing. Steps, 10,000 steps minimum if you can, all right? If you're only sitting at about 6,000 at the moment, next week try for 6,500. The week after try for 7. The week after 7.5. The week after 8 until you get to 10, all right? If you're sitting at the moment and you can do 10, 15,000, no bother, you still need to try and increase it. For fat loss, steps is the best thing that you can do. I kid you not, all right? It's better than everything, but I want you to lift weights and do strength training for your bones and your joints. It's not for fat loss, all right? Even the running's not for fat loss. The daily walks is for fat loss, all right? Everything else is for your mental health, your bones, your joints, your hearts, your lungs, etc., etc. All right, so training performance, again, I've got a total typo in there. Hate typos, by the way. I'm quite a grammar Nazi. Anyway, really does my nut in. Anyway, I'll need to go in and check your habit trackers. Has anybody noticed that I've got a missed an N in training performance? Anyway, right, training performance is subjective, all right? Please also accept the fact there will be days when you will feel like you are absolutely flying. There will be days where you feel like you are stuck in treacle, like a tortoise stuck in treacle, all right? You will have more average and more shit training days than you will have amazing training days. That's okay. That's absolutely okay, all right? You will never regret the workout that you turned up for, even if it's shite. But you will regret patching it for whatever reason. Unless your leg's hanging out. In fact, I'd probably still tell you to go training, but just have a think about that, all right? Daily steps I spoke about. Right, habits, supplements. We want you to take the supplements that you feel you need. I will not flog you any supplements, all right? But everybody, regardless of age, sex, should be taking a multivitamin at least, all right? Midlife women, creatine, there is small pockets of evidence to suggest that creatine does help with brain fog. That is why I take it. It is predominantly an exercise and training recovery supplement, but it just helps your muscles ease the pain, basically. But it is good for brain fog, I have found, as does the scientific evidence, all right? Think about taking something for your joints. Omega oil would be amazing. Cod liver oil helps with your heart and your eyes, etc. And I'm sure there was something else that I take. Multivitamin, joints. No, that's it, omega. Anyway, protein powders. If you're struggling to hit your protein from real food, absolutely knock yourself out with the protein powder, all right? Right, no phone for the first hour of the day. The reason I ask you to do this, I realise that this is actually a bit ambiguous as well, right? I'm not actually necessarily asking you to not go on your phone for the first hour, and I'm not necessarily asking you to be off your phone for the last hour. I am specifically asking you to get away from anything where people can contact you and your mood can be dragged down, i.e. social media, work WhatsApps, work emails are probably the 3 things, all right? If you're going to pick your phone up in the morning and listen to a motivational podcast, that is fucking amazing. If you read or listen to an audiobook on your phone in your bed, that is absolutely cool. Keep doing that, but stay away from the things that suck your life out of you. It's to do with dopamine, all right? When you wake up in the morning, if you go straight onto the socials and you scroll the socials and find out what everybody else is doing at 7 o'clock in the morning, like seriously, you need to not do that, alright? That will literally suck the life out of you. You'll end up comparing yourself. Comparison is the thief of joy. Alright, and you'll end up believing shit because your brain is half awake, alright? We want you to wake up when your alarm goes off, or naturally. We just don't want your brain in that position that it's soaking in all that shitty information that will do fuck all to enhance your life at 7 o'clock in the morning, alright? So audiobooks, podcasts, absolutely fine. Stay away from anything that's potentially going to suck the life out of you, like the socials, work emails, work WhatsApp groups, etc, etc, alright? Fabulous. Mobility and yoga, yes, please do them as much as you can. 3 or 4 times a week would be absolutely amazing. Find the time that works for you, alright? I do my yoga at 12:30 in the afternoon because I absolutely knock my pan in on my laptop, doing all my socials, speaking to you lovely lot, right? And then by the time 12:30 comes, my brain feels like it's going to explode. So I do 20 minutes of yoga while I'm heating my lunch up or cooking my lunch or whatever, and then I have my lunch at 1, right? That suits me. It might suit you better in the morning. That's totally cool. It might suit you better before you go to bed. I did yoga before I went to bed, by the way, in COVID, and it was really good. But I just like doing it at lunchtime better. So if you're not doing mobility and yoga, please think about adding that in as well, alright? Even once a week to start with. Nail that for 4 weeks, add in twice a week. Experiment with the times. Find out whether... There's loads on YouTube. I do Adrian, alright? Yoga by Adrian, by the way. Just find one that suits you. If it's a nice, easy, gentle stretch, that's totally cool. If it's more like extreme yoga that you like, that's fine. Just find one that works for you, alright? It's good for the bones, it's good for the joints. Keeps us nice and supple. It's good for the midlife joint pain. Alright, so have a think about that. And then just experiment with the time that suits you. If you've got a class and you prefer going to a class, amazing. If it's Pilates, amazing. There's loads of them out there. Alright? Right, shower, bath, pre-bed. This is not because I want you to be super clean when you get into your bed. It's because it gives our brain, it lets our brain know that we're gearing up for quiet time. We're gearing up for wind down time, and we're gearing up to go to our bed. Alright, so standing under a nice warm shower for 2 minutes. I do this every night, right? I am literally in the shower. In fact, sometimes not even 2 minutes. And sometimes I don't even get washed. I just tie my hair up and stand under the shower and let the water run over me. It's amazing, honestly. But it gives you 60 seconds, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however long you're in there. It lets your brain know that we're starting to wind down and it's nearly sleep time. And we're just going to chill for the next half an hour, and then we're going to snuggle in and have an amazing night's sleep, alright? A warm shower or a warm bath, not a cold one, it'll wake you up. Not roasting hot, that'll wake you up as well. Just find a nice wee temperature. And if it's a bath for you, that's totally cool. And if it's a shower for you, that's totally cool. If it's not your thing, and you've never tried it, then you don't know if it's your thing or not. If you've tried it and it's not your thing, that's fine. Alright, but if any of you are struggling with sleep, please think about introducing this habit in, because that, along with getting off your phone and away from your socials and a wee bit of journaling, if that's your thing, will absolutely help you with your sleep. And I hope you've noticed that I've said if it's your thing and not your thing quite a lot in this conversation, alright, because this is about you finding out what your thing is and me just helping you to do that, alright? What I don't want you to do is I don't want you to turn around and say, nah, that's not for me, when you've not actually tried it, alright? If you've tried it, I've tried eating turnip thousands of times. I fucking hate the stuff, alright? I now will just refuse to eat turnip because I've tried so many times, alright? So try it. If it works for you, amazing. If it doesn't, that's okay, alright? Read 10 pages before or in bed. So reading 10 pages, right? That could also be an audiobook. It could also be a podcast. It could be knitting. It could be crocheting. It's basically something that's away from shite that's going to fill your brain, alright? It's about doing something that, again, is going to let your brain know that it's quiet time. I am absolutely a reader. I have a Kindle and I like reading real books. I'm not really an audiobook person. Yes, I have tried it. Podcasts, not so much. I do listen to podcasts, but usually if I'm out for a walk with Jasper or when I'm doing work in the afternoon. I'm not a morning podcaster and I'm absolutely fucking not an evening podcaster. The thought of somebody yapping in my ear at that time of night would just drive me insane. I like peace and quiet, so find out what works for you. If it's audiobooks, cool. If it's podcast, cool. If it's actual reading, cool. If it's crocheting, knitting, tapestry, playing Scrabble, playing cards, whatever your thing is, tick that box, even though it says read, alright? It's not about that. It's about you doing something for yourself that's going to wind your body down and let you go to sleep, alright? No phone 1 hour, I spoke about that, and journaling. I remember I put journaling in. If it's for you, amazing. If it's not for you, and you've tried it, that's totally cool. Alright, my lovelies, that was just a brief insight. This is day 1 of our 4 weeks of fat loss, alright? We've got a monthly check-in. You've all done that. You've all got the emails. I have sorted the emails out for anybody that some of them went AWOL. I don't know what happened. It's probably me being an idiot and thinking I was all over it in the run-up to my holiday and I wasn't. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I've sorted them for the next one, alright? So 4 weeks today, you'll get your or yesterday, you'll get your next check-in, alright? However, we are going to check in here weekly. I'll stick the thing up later on today, so we'll do it like we've always done over the last 6 weeks, alright? And I'll put some instructions up, so just read them. But shout if you need anything, my lovelies, alright? I'm here to help yous. Yeah, hope you're excited.